secrets about you.
Alright. Let's see what we got over here.
My Auspex has detected something.
I see.
See? Right there.
Of course. There's nothing even here? No shot. Must have just failed a spot check or something. There's no way there was a trap there, but nothing here, right? It better not have been. We got some goods. The crumpled note only has this small fragment of text left. You are on the right path, Seeker. The other caches. I see. Alright, where are we going? Wait, didn't I see you earlier? Yes. Okay, so we're going this way. Warehouse. Oh god. No, I already looked at all this. Shadeen, I'm here. What a joy it is to see you. Follow me, please. Okay. First out, I would not consider this very hidden, personally, but whatever. Oh. Bah. Alright, what's cooking?
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could have, given me the lowdown on what's going on, but whatever. That's a lot of barrels. Oh, God.
You will beg for mercy.
Radio.
But I will grant none.
This is a bit of a spooky place to fight. This is hell. I hate this.
On it.
God damn, that fight sucked. Glad that you moved off screen for this text box. That's great, man. Shut up and get moving, Core. We need to open the passage into the tunnels and let our guys in. Jai, on your signal. Anytime now. Man, those boxes when you're exploring stay away from no time, but these take way too long. These ashmags dare to touch anything from the cargo. Two, 3, 5. Thank the Exalted One. These ashmags didn't have to make off with anything. Have time to make off with anything yet. Jai carefully inspects the containers emblazoned with markings from some unknown freight operator, then smiles and touches the comm bead in her ear. Give me 2 minutes, Shireen. I'll send the coordinates to my loyal crew, who will deliver my property somewhere safe. And done. Jai removes her hand from her ear and turns to you. We're good. Now how about we relocate to a more pleasant and private place to discuss the details of our deal, specifically payment for your efforts. Wait, we're just going to leave your precious cargo here unattended? Nothing to worry about. After all the ruckus we've caused here, I doubt anyone will go anywhere near the containers. I am, however, infinitely flattered by your concern for our property. Let's go. Jai opens her mouth to reply when you hear the sound of many footsteps behind you. Stop right there in the name of the Liege. The gaunt, pale-skinned man in grimy clerical robes glances at you and immediately falls to his knees obsequiously. Your Excellency, please forgive my vehemence, most noble Ophelia. I never expected to encounter such eminent persons in this corner of Footfall. I'm Vladium Takara's personal agent. The man hesitates, choosing his words carefully. I came here to remove from the criminal circulation a shipment, the distribution of which is banned in the lands of Footfall. Horrendous xeno-heresy that has been fraudulently delivered to a bastion of the Holy Imperium. What a bold lie. Amazing that you would say that directly to my face after Vladium offered me xeno-weapons. He looks at Jai. I do not doubt for a moment, most noble Ophelia, that your presence here is merely a misunderstanding brought about by another's manipulations. Irrelevant. I have too much power for you to do anything regardless. It is too great a coincidence that the Liege's representative should arrive in the Shadow Quarter just after Jai has recovered her rightful spoils. It seems that the guards reported the problems with the shipment over the Vox, and not to just anyone, but to the Liege's personal agent. Vladium Takara knew about the shipment from the start and planned to take it for himself and get rid of Jai if he could. Behold, the grubby, underhanded struggle between cold traders, and had not been for your impromptu deal struck in the bar, Vladium might have succeeded. Jai Hadari, the owner of this cargo, is presently under my protection, under a rogue trader's protection. Tell your master that he should think twice before crossing her from now on. And don't forget to tell him that I'm not mad, but I will be collecting the debt sometime. Jai watches him hurry away, then looks at you. I wish I could see Vladium's face when he finds out that he almost stepped on the toes of one of the most important people in the Expanse. Listen, Ophelia, I'm genuinely sorry about this confusion. Vladium and I have had our difficulties, but I never thought he'd want to clean me out and do away with me in some dark corner. At least not so soon. If you hadn't agreed to our deal, Shireen, my gang and I would already be floating in orbit around one of Footfall's asteroids. Execute. Tell me the truth about your business on Footfall. The truth of it, and don't leave anything out. Alright then. This isn't my first year in the Expanse, it's not my first year in business either. I've been at the negotiating table with all sorts. Not just loot hunters or smugglers either, but with Xenos. One intelligent enough to believe that mutual benefit was a better outcome of our meeting than mutual destruction. I knew what the ecclesiarchy has to say about that, but, speaking from the bottom of my heart, I know where the line is between an ordinary deal and a betrayal of humanity, and I never cross it. A principled rogue who can think on her feet and is not afraid of inhumans. I like you more and more, Jai Hidari. There are no chance encounters when you are loved by the Exalted One. I like you more and more too, Shireen. Jai winks and flashes you a captivating smile. A rogue trader could use someone like you with your talents and connections, Jai. I would like to see you in my retinue. Exalted One bless you and your entire dynasty. I wouldn't say no to marking the occasion properly. It's not a day when you embark on a brilliant new business partnership. I can't read. Abelard gives you a look of reproach. You sully the Von Valancius name by inviting people like her into your retinue, Lord Captain. The decision is yours, but do not be surprised if unsavory rumors start to spread on footfall. Irrelevant, they can do nothing to stop me. I have absolute power. Argenta regards, Jay. It is a strange circle you're forming around yourself, rogue trader. Almost all of you were already together. Sister Argenta. Jai gives her an almost lecherous once-over. Relatable. I've heard all about your deeds on Footfall, but I never would have guessed that there was an angelic beauty behind all the idle gossip. Either way, I am entirely willing to join your retinue. From now on, my knowledge and experience are entirely at your disposal. Oh, and one more thing. If you're interested in a rather lucrative offer, one that can get the Von Valancius Protectorate a leg up, I'd say now isn't the time to be thinking about such things. But once we get back on our ship, perhaps you could spare me a minute, Shireen. Absolutely. Idaria, you're out immediately. Again, I'm sorry, but it's just the way it has to be.
Let's make a deal.
What are you? You're an officer. Okay. That means we're doubling up on these. Because these are all the same feats. These are the same talents that Cassia has, but that's okay. You know. Extra turns isn't exactly a bad thing. Fuck, where's the first one I'm supposed to be spending here? Alright, she's also a vanguard now as well, so. Let's shake these boys down. What you got? You got some shoes? Increases movement by 3? Damn, let's go. It's all the usual trash. What's in the goods?
Keep your wits about you.
Once per turn, when the wearer scores a critical hit with a pistol, the next attack with the pistol costs 0 AP. Maybe when we've got a better pistol, we'll consider worrying about that. I did not want to do that. What's in here?
This is intriguing. Always keep your eye on prize.
Alright. Well, let's go find some cultists
Let us
then.
not dawdle.
Oh, I can talk to this guy. I was like, where the fuck am I going? The man stops and salutes you with his flamer. Your ladyship, what an honor. The whole of Footfall is talking about the new head of House Von Valancius. Foreman of Footman Utility Crew 3 at your service. What are you doing? Just burning rats, and some trash, and some parasites of other sorts. The district's is under quarantine, you see. It got hit by something nasty. A disease, or maybe it isn't a disease, just some bugs and worms that crawled out of a ship or something. It is a bit odd that it happened here, and not at the docks, I'll grant you. Things like that usually start there. They even spray the place with some gunk to kill all the bugs and worms. But I guess something slipped through. 2 families in that block over there snuffed it, and the Liege wasted no time getting the district surrounded so that nobody could leave. So you don't know exactly what happened in the district? Disease, bugs, or something else? 1,000 apologies, your ladyship, but no, we don't, and we'd rather not find out. Who in their right mind would want to get closer to what it is? We've contained the foulness, and that's good enough, except if you ask me. How exactly did the victims die? Who knows? They found them in their hovels, already dead, blue swords on their bodies, and they stank something awful, which is why the lot that found them didn't even risk looting the corpses. Good on them, I guess. Doesn't mean we let them out, though. Doesn't mean we let them out, of course. What measures have been taken to deal with the problem? You're looking at them. We stand here, burn the foulness, and we've got people standing guard so that no one escapes. Got me flamer, got me cage, life's good. Put some mines down, whole load of them, for the same reasons. The water, the sewer, all blocked off, to stop any communications getting out. The air's open, I suppose, but the foulness doesn't seem to be airborne. There haven't been any strange deaths outside the district. Are these people trapped in the quarantine zone being provided with aid of any kind? The answer is no. Of course not. I mean, I heard Reverend Hieronymus has been praying for their souls, which sounded more like retribution fell upon them, and rightly so. That's the most they can hope for. I wish to enter the quarantine zone. Your ladyship, have mercy. I can't say no to you, but the danger is just as real to you as it is to the whole station. We'll clear a way for you, but it'll take time. A lot of time. It won't be easy to break down the barricades and disarm the mines. He gives you a look, likely hoping that you will reconsider, but after receiving no reaction, he gives the order to his assistants. Yes, let me in.
I know how to take risks.
I wish to investigate. Are you doing it? Please let me in. Are you actually doing it, or is this you not? Do I have to leave? Please don't. Not that many mines left. Alright, I guess we'll, like, reload the area, and maybe that'll do it. Still? Reloading didn't work? Ah, fine. Oh, this is a real door. Oh, God damn it. I've been wandering around everywhere. Because the other doors were fake, I didn't even bother looking at it. I was like, oh, this is one of those fake doors again. God damn it. I suppose that's my fault, but I'm going to complain about it anyway, as is my God-given right.
This could be an opportunity.
So true, Queen. Nice.
Let us not dawdle.
Attention to detail
Oh,
is
God.
the key to success.
Alright.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
Oh, God.
The Emperor favors me today.
We do be having some... Oh, my God. We do be having some traps. I thought she was gonna fucking trigger that one again.
Duty prevails.
That looks a bit culty in here, alright. Yeah, we besiege to the edge of daybreak, the edge of daybreak. Yeah, man, totally. Oh, he's just a little guy. Fuck yeah.
I'll make an example out of you.
Let's start blasting.
I won't save you.
That's great, man. Just walked up and blasted once. Oh, it's a pink horror. Of course it is. He's just a little guy, though. How could such a little guy be dangerous? Wait, what does Jay have? You should have this.
How about no?
Can I not do that right now? Oh, feels bad. God damn, he was tanky for such a little guy. Alright, what y'all got on you? Oh. Argenta rushes to the last living cultist and silently, furiously punches him in the face. Blaspheming heretic, who were you praying to? I know those words that call to a lord. Argenta doesn't get to finish. The cultist, having dropped to his knees, interrupts her with a grating, rasping laughter. Of course you don't know. Of course. I fucked it up already. Of course you know them. I recognize you too, lackey to the corpse on the throne. Haven't you already experienced the power of the true God? Didn't you flee from us, shedding tears? Argenta recoils as if from a blow, but then steps forward, grabs the cultist by the scruff of his neck, and makes him look into her eyes, burning like embers. I am one of the Adeptus Sororitas, and I have never, not once in my life, fled from heretics and betrayers of mankind. Argenta, wait, the heretic must be interrogated. What do you want to know, servants of the Corpse Emperor? The names of my brethren, how many of us there are, where we are. I will tell you myself. We are myriad, and we are everywhere. Soon, very soon, you will hear our voices, and when you hear them at your back, so close that you can feel our breath, then you will know the power of a true god. Just how many of you vermin are there? First Reich ad Minoris, now here. Pascal pulls a number of instruments out of his robe. You would bet your life the purpose of these items isn't to disassemble machines. He says casually, should you encounter difficulties during the information extraction process, I would recommend precise targeting of ganglia. The cultist chuckles arrogantly, but pales under Pascal's probing gaze. How do you know, Argenta? Have you seen her on footfall before? Not on footfall, the cultist laughs hoarsely. In another place. She flew right in, like a bird into a snare. Argenta is staring at the cultist, her eyes wide, as if against her will she whispers two words, Salus Prime. Argenta, what is he talking about? She snaps out of it as if emerging from a reverie. A planet, a place, it doesn't matter. I know these heretics. I fought them and was gravely wounded, but I swear I never turned from them. And I never turned from them and ran. I just noticed my camera was fucked up and it threw me off. She turns to the cultist, her eyes filled with cold fury. If you truly have seen me on Salus Prime, someone among you must know a way to get there. Do you have your own ship, a navigator? Answer me. Ships and maps, roads and doors, we have them all, but our paths are not for you. The true God spins his web, and you are but a fly caught in it. But where is the spider? The cultist's eyes fill with madness. I need something more coherent. Rogue Trader, we won't get anything from this madman. As for my part in the story, I will tell it, but not here, not in his presence. Who or what is this true God you keep mentioning? You will know him in time. The cultist gives you a wicked smile, painted with a fresh blood on his lips. End him, Argenta. You can kill me, servants of the Corpse Emperor, but you can't stop the victory of the true God. The edge of daybreak is nigh, and the hour of his triumph approaches. Silence hangs for a minute, then Argenta turns to you and shrugs nonchalantly. That's it. We've fulfilled Reverend Hieronymus's request, which means I am now free. I can continue my travels with you, Rogue Trader. Before we leave this den, let's round up what remains of the blasphemers. I would like to cleanse this place with purifying flame, yet for some reason I did not have a flamer. But perhaps we can find clues that might tell us where these heretics came from, or if they have any more associates. Argenta lowers her head wearily. We need to talk, but it can wait. Let's meet on the ship when it's time to depart Footfall. I don't think we have too terribly much left to do on Footfall. We still need to find the Anvers, though, don't we? Heretic? Well, that's not happening, but let's take it anyway. Heavy leather armor. We will take these. Plasma pistol. Take that. Does anybody have a plasma pistol? Stub carbine. Is this better than, like... Argenta, is this better than yours? Yes, it is. Okay, so we'll take both of those. Great.
I will leave
Now,
to
first
fortune.
off, I don't want one. You're still using one of the old sniper rifles, so we'll give you one of these. And Argenta can have the other. Great. Now,
Keep your
oh, I
wits
forgot.
about
I
you.
should give that, Oh, fuck, I never put these boots on anyone. I'll put them on Abelard. No, wait, what's Abelard got? Right. This is better, though. Wait. Where did they go? There we go. Weird. And we should give this to Jai, because she actually has 2 pistols. 2, Xenos pistols, as it would happen.
I always have a backup
Now,
plan.
let's get scavenging. Oh wait, that's another one of them. Let's take that. No, not to cargo, to me.
My success is
More boots.
irrefutable.
The wearer raises momentum to 175 when they kill 5 enemies in a row in 1 turn. Oh, no big deal. You know, very easy requirement to make right there.
Fate and
The
fortune
most likely
favor
to
the
do that's
bold.
probably me or Abelard. Because we can get a lot of attacks in 1 turn. Fuck, where did that pair of boots go? What were these again? She might proc that, and these were... We'll give this to, I guess, to you. Great.
Is there money to be made?
Now, what else we got around here? Can you, Scrimblows, stop being so fucking horrible for 5 seconds? Goddamn cats. Alright, what
Rise
else
to the
we got
top
in
Or
here?
get left in the dust.
Well, as it would happen, not too terribly much. I thought this would actually go somewhere else. I wasn't expecting this to be literally 1 room and a hallway.
Always keep
There's really
your eye
nothing
on the
else?
prize.
Nothing we just didn't get close enough to do a spot check on? Alright. Well, I guess we should probably go talk to Hieronymus. Do we have anything else to do here? So it's... Yeah. Right, that's somewhere else. We have to wait for that. So the Anvers must not be over there if that's listed as a separate thing. Yeah, so we just have to find the Anvers, and then we are good to go. It also doesn't say I need to go see Reverend, but I feel like I probably should before leaving, seeing as we finished his mission. Object identified, okay. Opticon 22 extends the official greetings and invites you to a synchronous communication, okay. Convergence point, Dock Alpha Row, topic of communication, discharge of contract, Logisticar Theta. Okay. I'll be honest, I can't find where the Anvers are, so, you know, I've kind of just decided that they must be... There aren't that many places to look in the Shadow Quarters, and I can't find it, so I'm guessing it's in the quarantine zone. So, Logisticar Theta, was that you? Yes. I received an invitation to a meeting. Confirmed. I wish to discharge, reciprocally validate the mutual congratulatory obligation designated Logisticar Theta. Under the contractual obligation on question 34.761 Terran cycles ago, the Explorator Cognizant Fleet received from representatives authorized units of the Van Valancius dynasty a volume of high-grade promethium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Tantalian void tankers. Yes, of course, I followed that perfectly. Received it and then didn't pay. Compensate, remunerate, settle accounts. Should I go on, or is that enough synonyms? The stipulated payment reciprocal offering from the Cognizance fleet can be made to Von Valancius assets at the current time, after which the contractual obligation will be fully fulfilled, archived. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the payment reciprocal offering. You waited 30 years to pay up? Execution of payments reciprocal offering is in accordance with the specifications of the contractual obligation. Allocation of assets from the holding of the Cognizant fleet was initiated when the tankers reached the main squadron, 14.905 Terran cycles after the initial transaction. The asset allocation process concluded 2.663 Terran cycles later. The transportation of assets to the Furibunda system took 16.862 Terran cycles. Final delivery of assets to Footfall Dock took 0.331 Terran cycles. What the fuck just happened over there? These goddamn cats. Clever. If you had been purchasing fuel for a squadron at the other end of the Imperium, you may never have had to pay for it at all. We would have turned to dust before you made it there and back. You're saying that my dynasty has had extensive dealings with you. This statement is true. The Cognizant fleet concluded 1,292 contractual obligations with the Von Valancius dynasty, as represented, led, administered by the counterparty identified as Theodora von Valancius. The most substantial was Pact 8 Yule, in accordance with which Archmagos Cubus Dalphim, data usher of the sevenfold hallowed workshops of the sacred world Ephirets II, was transferred to the planet Cavia Gamma to perform the duties of minister as fabricator censor. The services of such a highly enlightened, enhanced, authorized servants were recompensed via the offering of paid for with a 7-year contract granting the fleet's exploration vessels maintenance privileges at the Kivia Gamma facilities. So true. That is true. In the last couple of decades, Lady Theodora took pains to form strong relations with the Cognizance fleet. She turned down a dozen candidates looking for the right tech monitor to watch over Kivia Gamma. What payment can I expect? Universal Mobile Orbital Deployment Extractums, Astra Arato processing complexes in the quantity stipulated in the contractual obligation. Each unit has undergone a cycle of maintenance liturgies and has been assessed for conference to the Sacred Standard Temple construct. Great creations of the Omniscience, blessed be his beneficence, which has bestowed upon these complexes industrial might and a full cycle of reproduction and life support. So true, brother, so true. I confirm I'm willing to accept the payment. The request is accepted. The sacred machines will be loaded into the hold of your vessel. The contractual obligation Logisticar Theta is concluded. The Cognizance fleet thanks House Von Valancius for its cooperation. I seek the friendship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested in, considers expeditious cooperation with rogue traders. Under the terms of the Treaty of Mars, it is willing to provide services to the Von Valancius dynasty. The priority of service tasks can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. The Cognizance fleet will be glad, alternative, unavailable, to accept 1. Any samples of sacred technology, 2. Samples of profane xenotech, 3. Miscellaneous items, reminder, storage, study, and or disposal of aforementioned objects with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items is the preferential right of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Oh, it most certainly is, esteemed one. The venom that is seeping from Jai's honeyed voice could probably kill a large Grox. The Explorator fleet will accept information about planets in the Coronis system that have not previously been recorded in the planetary register. Why do you want information about planets? Oh, fuck. Omnifaceted study of the Coronis expanse is the sacred mission operational objective of the Cognizance fleet. Information about the planets and star systems of the Coronis expanse will be compiled, studied, transferred to the holy repositories of Mars upon completion of the Great March of Exploration mission. The process increases the totality of knowledge and decreases the totality of ignorance in the universe. Why are you interested in xenotech? Isn't that heresy? The Cognizance Fleet finds it reasonable to believes that forbidden knowledge in the hands of the Lighty causes destruction and violation that goes against the Omnissiah's will. Weakness of mind and will unleashes xeno-heresy, which consumes the Lighty whole. An example that demonstrates the outline pattern. A void station in the system of the Lagrange Belt. According to the data available to the Cognizance Fleet, the heretics on the station have trade relations with Xenos for the sake of obtaining dangerous and pernicious technology. The destruction of these heretics is of high priority, but not high enough to demand immediate attention. I've collected planetary data that may interest you. I cannot do this. Never mind. I have some questions. Opticon 22, that's a strange name. Oh yeah, sure, ma'am. The designation Opticon is an identifier with an illustrious history, a significant number of archive references, and is used by many explorators in the Cognizance Fleet. The extension 22 is a custom edition made by the current unit designed to highlight the unit's unique personality. What is the Cognizance Fleet? The Cognizance Fleet is an explorator fleet produced by the Adeptus Mechanicus for the purpose of surveying, optionally conquering, the Coronis Expanse. The fleet's core squadron is located in, data classified, while auxiliary echelons and autonomous void vessels are operating throughout the entirety of the Coronis Expanse. May the Omnissiah's favor be with my tech comrades. Pascal fervently touches the explorator's signal on his robe. You're an explorator, then why are you here instead of some faraway systems? This unit functioned as a senior planetary scout for the duration of data classified procedural cycles. It was designated with 1. 3 promotions by 1 grade, 2. The right to a Tier 2 sacred augmentation, 3. A notation in the fleet-wide archive as a valuable unit. After a reconnaissance mission in the Tyrannus system, this unit was promoted to the rank of Logis and transferred to Footfall in order to perform the functions appropriate for its current status. There is something close to wistfulness in Opticon 22's otherwise emotionless voice. My archive contains data on the reconnaissance of the Tinarius system, and the associated special circumstances. I express my respect for a veteran and adherent of the fleet. Valid assessment. The Tyrannus system was a great test of fate, an assessment of this unit's durability threshold, an act of destructive xenocide. So what happened in the Tyrannus system? Pascal and Optica 22 turn to you and snap in unison. Data classified. What are you doing on Footfall? This unit performs 1. Residential representation, 2. Maintenance of the bureaucratic machine for the purpose of ratification of the insulating boundaries, 3. Management of the Kappa thread supply line, 4. Compilation of astrographic reconnaissance data. Abelard lets out a long and heavy sigh. There was once a tech acolyte in Lady Theodora's retinue who knew the unique language of the esteemed tech priests. I only began to realize the true value of his abilities after he'd been devoured by a xenobeast on some nondescript world. Pascal, do these words have a translation? A hiss of static resembling a sigh comes out of Pascal's vox. Opticon 22's functions can be conveyed through flesh speak as functioning as the fleet's diplomatic mission, overseeing shipments, ensuring that the Lighty does not encroach upon the explorator's sphere of interest, and collecting data on star systems. Why are you here and not, say, at the Liege's palace? Prolonged communication with lay people of high social standing causes this unit vexation, desire for forceful cessation of vital functions. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Chief. Talking to high society people makes me want to shoot myself in the head. Grief, decline in motivation, righteous fury, willing to initiate purity protocol. Remaining in an area of repair and maintenance of sacred machines is beneficial to this unit's cognitive functions. The statement is true. The behavioral dynamics typical of lay groups are frequently devoid of logical patterns and are taxing to analyze. So true, brother, so true. Alright, now let's go do the, 8,000 things we have to do on the ship. Oh, is it Henrix? A familiar figure turns to you. Henrix von Kalox, interrogator of the Order of Xeno, bows his head respectfully. Lord Captain. Honored interrogator, what a surprise. Did you, perchance, leave something in your cabin? Not at all, First Officer Worsarian. I am not in the habit of leaving a trail, but I thank you for your concern. I am pleased to see you again, Henrix. Henrix allows himself a hint of a smile. I'm glad to hear that my presence aboard your ship did not leave you with any unpleasant memories. I hope that your disposition won't change once I have explained the reason for my visit. I was able to contact my mentor and report the tragic events that transpired on Rykad Minoris. I also received some information from my agents regarding the movements and actions of the enemies of humanity, including the Xenos that we are assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds, this time yours, Lord Captain. Hendrix clears his throat and begins a pointedly official tone. By the order of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar, whose duty to stand sentinel over the Coronis Expanse, the rogue trader of House von Valancius is to take on board the Agent of the Most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and support in deeds great and small that serve to safeguard the territories of the Imperium against its enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calcazar. I did think he would probably end up coming back. Henrid, would you mind translating the torrent of verbiage you just unleashed upon me? His mouth twists slightly. The Lord Inquisitors deemed that my presence aboard your ship and in your retinue would be significantly more beneficial to the fight against heresy and evil than my return to my mentor's side. Our parting before our arrival on Footfall was premature. What exactly caused this need to rejoin my crew? The cause of the activity of humanity's enemies, including the cult of the Vinyl Dawn. In my absence, the situation in the Coronis Expanse has changed, and I have received an exhaustive report from my agents. This heresy has taken root in the region where the von Valancius worlds lie. You probably already know the fate of the industrial world of Kivia Gamma. If not, then I'll share what details I know, but not here. Better to talk on board, where we will not be overheard. I, rogue trader Ophelia von Valancius, welcome the agent of the Golden Throne on my ship and take on the responsibility of assisting him in the fight against the evil that threatens humanity. Henrix gives a reserved nod. An answer befitting a righteous servant of the Emperor. If duty has brought you aboard the rogue trader's ship once more, then such is the Emperor's will. Welcome back, Interrogator. Thank you, sister. It is an honor to be traveling with one of the blessed Adeptus Sororitas. The Inquisition! Ophelia, you never mentioned you socialized with such distinguished servants of the Emperor. I'll bet it takes someone truly remarkable to warrant such eminent and close attention. Jai lets out a laugh. Henrix glances at her and tilts his head slightly. Mistress Haydari. Ever since my first visit to Footfall, I've been hearing about your colleagues and personal talents, but I'm afraid your full name escapes me. Would you kindly refresh my memory? Laughter gets stuck in Jai's throat. She pales slightly, but still forces an apologetic smile. I don't mind, Shireen. Let my full name remain naught but a stray sound to you, plain and uninteresting. Master von Kalox. Cassia's voice is brimming with genuine joy, which she immediately hides behind a facade of highborn primness. Since you're with us once more, I do hope you will find time to finish our conversation about the literary works of Kronhaller the Blessed. I will make every effort, Lady Orcelio. I must also deliver to you this. Henrix pulls out a sealed letter. The Lord Inquisitor specified that the contents of this envelope are for your eyes only. I would ask that you read it as soon as you have the time. Okay. That's everything for the time being. Are you headed to the ship, or do you still have business on Footfall? Whatever the case, I can either wait for you on board or accompany you as part of your retinue. Abelard, you're out. Henrix, you're in. Alright, I just find him more interesting than Abelard is. And they fulfill more or less the same role anyway. So, except this is different. Causes its targets to make a toughness resistance test. If failed, the target will have another negative effect based on the attack's damage type. Impact type, knocked prone. Piercing and rending, inflict bleeding and slowed. Energy and all other effects inflict blinded. Seems pretty good. Reckless Rush. Gains MP. Stacks of versatility. Next attack will cost 0 AP, will not count towards the attack limit this turn, and will grant a stack of versatility, even if the attack type is the same as the last attack. Let's do that. Fantastic. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh wait, let's read the letter first, actually, before I forget about it. May the Emperor's faithful forever remain in the light of his favor. Let me first express my condolences of the tragic death of the most honorable Theodora von Valancius. Nevertheless, I was elated to learn that the warrant of the rogue traitor has been passed to a worthy and promising heir. These words are not hollow compliments, but rather the Inquisition's official opinion of you of your person. As fate would have it, you have taken the reins of the von Valancius dynasty in an hour most dire, with grim portents of dark events to come are surfacing throughout the Coronis expanse. I have been duty-bound to become the first sentinel who sees the approaching threat, and I hereby alert you that it is indeed coming. Our loyalty and resolve will be tested. People such as you and I will become the pillars that will unite the Emperor's frightened children and inspire them to fight back. And so I greet you as my dependable ally and assure you of my favor. From now on, you have a trusted friend within the Holy Order of the Emperor's Inquisition, and a receptive confidant on whom you can rely. Don't tell them, do not treat any member of the Inquisition as a confidant. Don't do it. Should the dark times ahead require you to make questionable choices, have no doubt that such an incident will be examined in an exceedingly temperate fashion that rules out the most radical forms of judgment. I have faith in the success of your partnership and thank you for your contribution, both past and future. Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar. Don't trust his lies. The Inquisition tells nothing but lies. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship's systems is complete. The tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel. Except there is an issue you must be made aware of.
Cassia makes a quick, nervous gesture, adjusting the adornment covering her over her third eye. I've been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double-check the route to the Dragonus and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the Atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out and it can no longer be used for traveling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from the Atlas, one after the other, and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Argenta angrily chops the air with the side of her palm. Warp storms are our enemy, just like heretics and daemons. It is a shame they can't be dispersed with a flamer or a bolter.
Now we can be certain that problems with astropathic communication in the Coronis expanse are no coincidence. There's a warp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. It is swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. This means you need to locate the key worlds at the Von Valancius Protectorate as soon as possible. I am talking with Janus, Dragonus, and Kivia Gamma. Charting new routes so that they can be reached and restoring control will be the necessary next step.
What would the consequences of losing contact with these worlds be?
A world deprived of connection to its neighboring systems and the Coronis Expanse's infrastructure can only rely on itself, and their capabilities are often limited. For example, Janus does not have a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, heretics, xenos, anyone could prey on the helpless planet. The loss of communication is a threat to your position. A rogue trader with no protectorate to back them is one that grows weaker by the day.
The Voxmaster is entirely correct. You are the rogue traitor Ophelia von Valancius, a successor to Theodora von Valancius, one of the most influential women this side of the Maw. But you are also new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence and try to carve up your protectorate so they can snatch a piece for themselves. It's important to show your potential allies and foes that you are in control of the situation, which is why the sooner we reclaim these lost worlds, the better. Tell me about Janus.
The surface of Janus was altered extensively so the planet could be designated an agri-world. It is a powerful food base, capable of supplying the burgeoning protectorate and exporting provisions to the outer worlds at the same time. Janus owes much of its prosperity to the governor house of Viat. Under its leadership, the world has grown ever more prosperous year after year, securing shipments and taxes while keeping the workforce totally controlled.
What is Kivia Gamma?
Industrial World Kivia Gamma is being managed by the Governor House of Gaprak, and supplies your protectorate with rare mineral resources. Additionally, the planet features an Adeptus Mechanicus Manufactorum that processes materials and prepares them for shipment.
I testify that Kivia Gamma is a world marked by the Omnissiah's patronage. By his grace, the manufactorums of the colony are inhabited by committed and industrious machine spirits. Henrix coughs quietly. Mistress Toilman neglected to mention that the Kivia Gamma Manufactorum also supplies heavy machinery from forge harvesters to vessel systems and components. Abelard turns his hard eyes on Henrix. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capability, Von Kalox. Pleased to be of service. What do I need to know about Dargonus? Dargonus, yes.
Dargonus is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It is where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are, and so is the Von Valancius Palace. If you would like to know, this is where you will publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Dargonus is a major administrative hub that runs the cargo fleet and keeps track of finances.
Abelard, what is your opinion? Which should we deal with first? Abelard strokes his beard for a few seconds before giving a hesitant reply. Rediscovering the agri-world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without, sustenance. The importance of basic food supplies should not be underestimated. Just look at Footfall in its current pitiful state. I agree. On the other hand, I'm concerned by the rumors concerning Kivia Gamma. There have been no problems on Janus for many years, but something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet. Excellent point. I trust I do not have to explain the capital world. Losing it would make us the laughing stock of the other dynasties. Perhaps, besides the loss of chronicles and ledgers would spell a bureaucratic catastrophe. So all three systems are equally vital to the Protectorate. It falls to you to decide which should be brought into the fold before the rest, Lord Captain. Very well, our course is clear. Do my officers have any other issues that require immediate attention?
That is all, Lord Captain. The vessel and the crew await your instructions and are ready to depart Footfall immediately, should you so desire.
I have to talk to like 3 people, though. We have to talk to Henrix, Kalox, and Cassia? Who else did we had to talk to somebody else, didn't we? Argenta.
Greetings.
Even in the stillness, Sister Argenta radiates energy. With her dark eyes shining and a slight blush to her cheeks, she is reciting a prayer and looks at you only once she has spoken the final line. Ophelia, greetings. I'm waiting for you to tell me more about your past and explain the strange words of that cultist on Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the Sacred Warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Of course, let us go there right away. Argenta nods gratefully. Argenta drops to her knees, her hands making the sign of the Aquila. Her eyes are locked on the sweeping signature on the warrant, a seemingly mundane thing, merely a flourish on a piece of paper. Unless one knows whose hand left that mark and whose blood is on that paper. Okay, I think it's that one part was voice acted and not the rest, okay. If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. If thou knowest a fall of mine, burn me with flames of fury and righteousness. But if thou seest light in me, grace me. If thou hearest this plea of mine, bless me with wrath of fury and of righteousness. Argenta's voice is sonorous, as if made for singing hymns and prayers, but right now she cannot seem to catch her breath, so overwhelmed with emotion as she is. For I breathe by the will of thine, for I live by the law of thine. I carry thy word, O Emperor. I bring solace to the servants of thine, and ruins to those of thine. Why did I say thine? a fate of terror and righteousness. By the way, the Emperor is rolling in his grave every time someone prays to him. This has long been lost to history, but the Emperor went out of his way to stamp out all religion because it just got in the way of his goals. And he once destroyed an entire Space Marine capital world because they were worshipping him. That legion is traitorous now, by the way, in case you were curious, but that's besides the point. The Emperor hates being treated as a god, but here we are. That's what happens when you're dead for 10,000 years. People forget what you were about. Interestingly, the Space Marines don't really worship him, because for the most part, they know the real deal, but they just kind of go along with it. Gilliman, the current, head of the Imperium, fucking hates everything about the Imperium. He was there. He was there when the Emperor, killed an entire world because they were worshipping him. But he can't do anything about it, so he just kind of has to go along with it, and he hates every second of it. Anyway, so, just so you know, the Emperor was not big into this whole thing that goes on. Upon finishing, she closes her eyes and remains silent for a long time with her head raised high. Slowly, like the first licks of flame in a campfire, a smile blossoms on her lips. When Argenta finally opens her eyes, they are alight with uncanny resolution. Rogue Trader, we need to talk. Or rather, I need to tell you something. The truth. The truth about how I ended up on Theodora von Valancius' ship, and about the cultists we encountered on Footfall. I'm listening. Please understand, I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story, and you'll see why. Argenta pauses. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece everything together that way. Upon arriving in the Expanse and on Footfall, I found no purpose here, only torment. I wasn't needed. The reliquary I had been assigned to safeguard was already well protected by Reverend Hieronymus' mission, and no one was even trying to defile it. For all of its lawlessness, Footfall respects the worship of the Emperor. That was when Lady Theodora, head of your dynasty, in case you've forgotten, appeared. She became an agent of divine will, in a way. Argenta falters, searching for the words. It was from her that I learned about a planet recently discovered by her scouts, Salus Prime. For a rogue trader, the planet was of little interest, a feral world away from convenient warp routes. But for me, learning about its existence was a revelation. I've never heard of such a planet. Does it belong to the Von Valenius dynasty? Yes, now that the planet is yours by right. But it's not as simple as that. The warp route leading to it was lost. I'll explain in due time. May I continue? Please continue. The description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from ancient legend, the legend of Saint Argenta and her ship. Her voice grows reverent. Argenta, the living saint. She is my patroness. The Order named me after her. She died millennia ago, when heretics caused her ship to fall from the skies. But even those blasphemers could not touch Argenta's ashes or her holy relic, the One Star. For the fallen ship, which now served as the resting place for the saint's remains, would only allow the truly righteous to enter. All others would meet their death. Imagine what I felt when this flash of insight came upon me. The world where Saint Argenta's ship fell was merely a vague legend. No one knew its actual whereabouts, and suddenly I, myself named after the saint, came across this information. I realized at that moment that it was a portent, that I must journey to the planet and find the ship, and so I asked Reverend Hieronymus to let me go for a time on a personal pilgrimage. I boarded Theodora's ship and demanded passage to the newly discovered planet Salus Prime. Why did you keep your supposition from Reverend Hieronymus? Surely he could have helped you with the search for the ship and the saint's remains. I couldn't just come out and tell him. It was a portent revealed to me personally, can't you see? I told Reverend Hieronymus the honest truth, that I was going on a personal pilgrimage to embolden my spirit. It really was a pilgrimage. It was as if Saint Argenta herself had shown me the way, commanding me to undertake this trial. If I had found the ship and set foot on the decks, if I had laid my hands on her remains and the relic, it would have been a sign that I truly had been blessed with the saint's favor. If you were the one who realized what you were dealing with once the planet had been described to you, then this secret was yours and no one else's, as is the decision of what to do about it. I'm glad that you understand me. I had been called, and thus it was my business and mine alone. I imagine Theodora was thrilled at the prospect. Lady Theodora lent her assistance. It was her intention to visit the newly discovered world, and she took me with her. You mentioned something called the One Star. What is it? Apologies, I got so carried away I forgot to explain. The One Star is the relic kept by Saint Argenta. I belong to the Order Pronantus, and we attach particular significance to holy relics. The One Star is one of the lost relics of the past, so mysterious that no one even knows what it is exactly. Argenta's hagiography at times calls it a banner, or a set of armor, or a blessed chainsword. One thing is certain, it was a beacon of righteousness, and it was lost with Argenta's death. What happened next? Defeat, Argenta says bitterly. The ship's augurs failed to detect anything of note during orbital scan. I was expecting this, though. According to the legend, the ship can conceal itself from the naked eye, and only a pilgrim guided by a pure heart can find it. What I didn't expect was an ambush waiting for us on the planet. I landed there with a small unit provided by Theodora. I know Saint Argenta's hagiography by heart. I know all the legends about her. I followed her obscure clues, the descriptions of mountains and rivers from millennia-old tales, and I was certain that I had found the way to the ship, and that's when we were attacked. The words we heard in the heretic shrine on Footfall, something about ways, doors, please addressed to some lord, the edge of daybreak. Argenta is shaking with disgust. They were the same words as those spoken by the cultists who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished. All those honest, brave people I had led to search for the relic. It was only by a miracle that I didn't perish along with them. I didn't connect these events at first. The cultists on Footfall, the cultists on Salus Prime, the cultists attacking the ship, and Kunrad's betrayal. What if these are all links in the same chain? What if they've long since infiltrated the ranks of the Von Valencia servants? What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? No need to blame yourself. If the heretics really had wormed their way into the Von Valancius ranks by then they would have found the planet even without you going there. I doubt it. No one except me was particularly interested in the planet. Kunrad, on the other hand, he sympathized with me when I first came aboard. He helped arrange an audience with Theodora and supported me in my effort to visit the planet. I never told him plainly why I wanted to go there, but I imagine that vulture must have figured out that it was something important, something related to the holy faith of the Imperium, and what could delight a heretic more than defiling a relic? Sadly, the only one with all the answers, Kunrad, has escaped. Oh yes, and I sincerely hope that we will meet him again. That serpent needs to answer a few questions before he's plunged into cleansing flame. So, how did you manage to escape from the cultists? Argenta hangs her head. Theodora's people received the distress call, came to my rescue, and brought me aboard the ship. I barely remember what happened. When they arrived, I was already severely wounded, fighting back with whatever remained of my strength. I think I shouted that we had to go after them, but they didn't listen. They took me to a shuttle and pulled out. After that is all blackness. When I came to, we were already in the middle of a warp jump. Theodora had urgent matters to take care of, and she decided that she could clear out the planet at a later time. And that's why you didn't trust me before, correct? Yes, rogue traitor. Argenta looks you in the eye. I saw with my own eyes how a member of your family showed his true colors as a servant of the archenemy. I had already suffered a humiliating defeat at the hand of the cultists and was afraid of another betrayal. I couldn't be forthright with you, and so I studied you, looking for seeds of corruption or the light of righteousness. And what did you find? A woman who stood shoulder to shoulder with me and helped eradicate the cultists on Footfall. I wonder if this would be different if I had chosen those heretical options. Argenta smiles as if reminiscing about a pleasant evening spent in the company of friends rather than a bloody battle. Although my opinion of you started to change even before then, back when you agreed to talk to the orphans at my request, a leader who's willing to honor those who laid down their lives for them and take care of their children is a leader who inspires trust, and the way you acted in that moment. Do you remember? There was a young man whose grief and confusion had driven him to insolence. You found the words that could comfort him. You didn't punish him, didn't scare him with a show of austerity. You even admitted that you are not all-powerful. It surprised me. I even saw it as weakness at first, but after giving it some thought I saw the wisdom in it. The way you openly addressed the thoughtless boy does you credit, rogue trader. So just to clarify, you were wounded, so you never found Saint Argenta's ship, is that right? Yes. I rushed to Theodora the moment I could walk again, and I insisted on going back to Salus Prime to defend the relic from the heretics, but I was told that the warp had destroyed the old route to the planet, and that plotting a new one would take a great deal of time and effort, as if there could be anything more important than protecting the faith and hunting down servants of the archenemy. In any event, the route was lost and all knowledge of it died in the attack on the ship along with the old navigator. But now we have a new lead. The data that we collected in the cultist shrine on Footfall. I don't care what the reprobate we executed said. There must be a way to track them down. Tell me, rogue trader, will you help me in this undertaking? Will you help me find this great relic and return it to the people of the Imperium? I would love nothing more than to find the site of one of these saints of the Adeptus Sororitas, my favorite faction. Let's see. If it is important to you, I will help. Argenta walks up and places her hand on your shoulder. So be it, rogue trader, as I stand here before the warrant, the embodiment of the Emperor's will marked by his own hand. I vow that I will not relent until the holy relic has been returned and the heretics punished, and may the light be with us both on this path. Good talk, good talk. So we still need to talk to Henrix. Is there anyone else we need to talk to? It's probably in the journal, right? If there is. Was it Cassia? No. Pascal? I swear there was a third person, but I can't think.